Hello, welcome to this tutorial video. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about incorporating yourself into the classroom. One of the key things with regards to this is communication with the teacher of the class. One of the most important things you need to do is familiarize yourself with their routines, ground rules, and expectations. It might be that the first person into the class in the morning is expected to put the day and date on the board. It might be that the teacher uses a card system rather than the students putting their hand up, and that you can, as a matter of course, put that out at the start of the lesson or when the register is being taken and ensure everyone uses it. It might be that the teacher uses thumbs up to show understanding, so you adopt the same practice. If there are specific ways that the teacher works with the class, pick them up as quickly as you can and incorporate them into what you're doing. This really helps, as consistency in routines is important for the students. When it comes to ground rules, it's important to make sure that you echo things that the teacher says. If there's certain phraseology that the teacher uses, as part of your practice, echoing that is positive, because it's showing that you're on the same team and the same page as the teacher. So, if there's a phrase that they use like, "I want your focus," or "That's not what our class does," make sure that you use those terms because, first of all, the students will be used to them, so you'll have some borrowed authority. And second of all, it's going to give you a range of language and strategies that you might want to carry into different classes. So, let's think about some of the routines that are used day to day in class. It might be that the students walk in and somebody puts the day on the board, and then everyone has to put their coats on a peg. And then they might gather together for reading time. Or it might be getting their books out at the beginning of the class to start doing some private reading. Make sure that you encourage these routines. Routines can also be used in the situation where you're dealing with a student's behavior and to prevent escalation. So, if you know when a student has a certain behavior, the teacher would deal with it by asking them to go and take 2 minutes in a quiet area or give them something to distract them. You can do the same and maybe even spot things earlier so any escalation or disruption is avoided. The actions of a good TA are often seamless and go unnoticed. Try and follow the routines as best you can. So you've got to learn quickly what the teacher's working practices are. This will help you, in turn, learn how to de-escalate and then bring the student's attention back to learning. Just follow what the teacher does in the first instance and be consistent. You're going to learn a lot in the early days and will be trying hard to understand what the teacher is doing and why. So, if you see a teacher doing something or saying things in a certain way which seem uncommon to you, this gives you a chance to tap into their experience. Make time to ask them questions, but ensure this is privately. This will really help you to integrate into the way that teacher works. These videos and your own reading are going to give you realistic expectations and a good idea of what you are going to face as a TA, but nothing prepares you for teaching or being a teaching assistant like being in the class. You have to remember that your goal is to improve, not to be perfect. TAs and teachers who think they are perfect stop learning and quickly lose touch. You want to make sure that you're improving and using information that you're getting wisely. Being a teacher or a TA is a craft, and you will just get better at it the more time goes on, as long as you put in the effort. Do bear that in mind, and try to make sure that your ground rules are firm. On top of that, make sure that you're as integrated as possible with the different teachers that you'll be working with. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.